So Killer Theory is a late 2000s like slasher home invasion type movie where a guy makes these 6, 7 college friends kill each other, and they have until 6 o'clock in the morning to do it. If if more than one person is alive by 6 a.m., he's gonna kill whoever's left. It's not really original. It's been done before. It's very Belko experiment, although this is before that, but it's been done all kinds of times. It kind of reminds me of Saw too. The guy should have been saying like, "I want to play a game. You got till 6 in the morning to kill everybody, or I'll kill you all." And he's setting up traps. It's almost like the Collector in a couple of small parts, where he has like big old bear traps and stuff. But they don't really play around with that a whole lot, which is a little bit of a bummer. Now, before I get going, this is a Patreon review for David K. Thank you so much for joining, buddy. And if you don't know, I have a Patreon. So donate if you want reviews like this. So let's talk about this movie. What do I like about it? Well, first thing I noticed while watching it is that every single woman in this movie is absolutely stunning. They are supermodels. This whole cast, like everyone, guy and girl, they're just, it's like, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Shark Night. Same type of characters, and they're just all good looking college kids going to a similar looking setting like Shark Night. It made me think of that movie while watching it. So, sexy babes, can't complain here. And we get to see one of them naked. Unfortunately, not the one I wanted to see naked, but we get to see one of them naked. After all, it's kind of a slasher movie. You gotta check that box. And the other box you need to check is gore. Now, does this have a lot of it? No, but it does have some. There's a couple of brutal kills. It goes more for the brutality than the gore, the special effects. It's more violent, but not as violent as I would want it, but it's still got some good violence in here. It's brutal in moments. And I like that there's unexpected shocks. This movie shocked me a couple of times with some of the decisions that were being made and who was doing what to who, just at moments where you didn't see it coming. It was just like, whoa. So I really appreciate that. I did not see that coming. And the character that you would expect the least to survive the longest is the one that's going to survive the longest. So I won't say who, but while watching it, I was like, all right, it's either going to be like this person or that person who's going to make it to the end. Nope, not that person at all. So I like that too. Defying expectations. And there's a neat little reveal at the end that I really liked. And the decisions overall, they weren't making the smartest decisions, but they weren't making stupid decisions left and right. I feel like they were all, well calculated enough. They weren't doing idiotic things, and they weren't all the same character. They didn't all react the same way. So I like that there was like a variety of different types of people in that situation. Some that panicked more, some that were more calm, some that had, smarter decisions than the other ones. And I like that some of them would call other people out for the things that they were saying or wanting to do. Like, what? That's stupid. And they would point out things. I'm like, thank you. Speaking for the audience. And so that's really about all the good things I can say about it. I mean, there's some tension in the movie. There wasn't a whole lot because I didn't really care about these characters. So that's the negative here. I didn't care for these people overall. They're just kind of generic college kids, straight out of like Shark Night, like I said. Just remind me of them. They're just the typical college kids. Some of them are cheating on the other ones, and they play around with that later on to build some tension between the people, which I like. But overall, I'm like, I don't care for these people. I just don't like these characters, and they don't set them up properly in a way that's engaging or interesting. They're just drinking and partying. That's it. That's how we're introduced to them. They're just drinking and talking about shit that's not interesting for like 20 minutes. And then finally, things start happening. So I didn't care for the characters. Any acting overall, for the most part, is subpar. Some of them poorer than others. Some uneven acting, like Freddy, the big guy in the movie. Like there was moments where he was really good, and then there was moments where he was just like really bad. And I think maybe that had to do with the dialogue, that the script that he was given. I mean, there's some weird, like weak dialogue in the movie. And they introduced the killer having this awesome looking, like Horny the Clown axe, even cooler looking. And he doesn't even use it once. So why would you give him that awesome, unique looking axe and not utilize that? That was a bit of a bummer. This movie could have used a little bit more gore too, or at least play around with the traps more. I mean, this guy's calculated. He's been stalking them for months. He knows this layout of this house obviously. So he could have built more traps to wound them. There could have been a little bit more there, but I guess they didn't want to go over the top with it. They didn't want this guy to become the Collector, although this came out before the Collector too. So yeah, it could just use a little bit more of that stuff. But overall, it's a fine movie. It wasn't great, but if the characters were acted better, if the characters were just a little bit more interesting before shit started happening, if some of them were a little bit more likable, they were all just a little bit, one note, a little bit generic to me. I didn't really care about any of them, so that really weighed it, my overall feelings down. But some good brutal violence here and there. It's an interesting concept that's been done before, obviously, but I like this concept overall. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Saw franchise, and I like the Belko experiment, so this premise intrigued me, and overall, I had a decent time with it. So when it comes to Killer Theory, this is one that I recommend that you at least stream it, borrow it from a friend, or rent it at Redbox. Time for the spoiler discussion. All right, so this movie opens up. We see that this guy killed all his friends rope climbing the mountain. His friends were hanging below him on the rope. It was about to break, so he had to make a decision: kill us all or just kill my friends. He killed his friends. Now he's serving a sentence for doing that. He got charged with like secondhand manslaughter or something, and he's in a mental institution. It looks like in the open. He's talking to a doctor. The doctor's like, "Listen, nobody would make that decision you did. All right, you gotta admit that." And he's like, "Fine." He says what he wants him to hear. Like he says what he wants to hear, and then he obviously doesn't believe it. He's trying to prove a point throughout this movie. Like people would make that decision every single time when it's your life on the line. If it's live or die, you're always going to choose live. So that's the point he's trying to make here. So sexy girls, I wrote that down. Lots of sexy girls. So the killer, well, he's not really a killer yet. He's released for a year. That's what's being established here. And then we see this hot stepsister, which the expectation they're setting up here is that, oh, she's the badass one, right? Like she's going to be maybe the Aaron from Your Next because she rides a motorcycle and she's a tough woman, She's going to be the strong one. And she says that she only likes bad guys. She doesn't like nice guys. She's that type of woman. So you're like, oh, she's going to be tough, right? Nope. She's like one of the first girls to die. So I like that. And I like that she lets this guy off nicely. She doesn't go listen, you're not my type. You're overweight. Get out of my face. She's like, listen, I think you're a nice guy, but I'm not interested. So she was nice about it. There are a couple of tropes in this movie, unfortunately, being set in modern time. We gotta set up why there's no cell phone service. Why is there no cell phone service? Because that's the South, right? They're just in the deep South. It looks like Louisiana from the trees. There's no cell phone service. Of course not. And then we set up that a couple of them were cheating on each other, or they did at one point, a drunken mistake. And then who the hell puts Tabasco sauce in their hamburger meat? Not me. Anybody else? That just sounds disgusting. And I like how they're like 22 years old. They're already like using handcuffs while having sex. Is their sex life really that boring with that woman? Like you need to be handcuffed to get it up with that chick, Jennifer. She's the hottest girl in this movie. She's got giant tits. We never get to see them. Another negative. Man. But you need handcuffs, really? I would never, even if I had sex a million times, which I'm almost there. No, I'm sure. But even if I was like having sex with her like a million times, I wouldn't ever need handcuffs. Like I'm not that person. But hey, to each their own. This guy needs to be handcuffed. Throughout the movie, he has to handcuff. Like throughout the movie, even when shit hits the fan, he never like thinks about it. It's just kind of funny when I saw it. It's like the key is in his bedroom. He would take that off, and then this guy passes out drunk. Right before he was about to go down on his beautiful girlfriend. And then she is the first one to get killed. She gets thrown through the window. She has TV carved on her stomach. There's a tape that says, like, play me. All right, TV, play me. Saw, anybody? I want to play a game. Then we see that he's been stalking them for months. There's pictures everywhere. He's just one of those typical stalkers who likes to take photographs as he's studying them. Kind of like Jigsaw. That's what he does. Another thing. Jesus, so many connections to Jigsaw here. But yeah, so that at least explains, how he knows so much about them, like where they're going. He's been following them. That's why he knows that they're there. And then they set up the fact that no one's around for 50 miles. They're completely stranded out there. And then we see this giant bear trap that's like at waist or belly length. When it goes up, it hits the guy right in the gut and pins him down to the ground. And then they try to make Brent look like an asshole right away, but he wasn't, to me at least. I mean, he does become a bigger dick, but they try to make it look like, oh, he's such a piece of shit because he didn't help drunk guy number one get out of that bear trap. It's like, dude, he did try a little bit. He could have tried more, but I feel like he tried enough. And then the guy literally looked like he was dead. I thought he was dead. And then he goes and he's like, I thought he was dead. It's like, yeah, me too. And then they're like giving him shit. It's like, you piece of shit. How did you leave? Why'd you leave him out there? And even when all this chaos is going on, they feel like now's the time to talk about their drama, about the fact that some of them have been cheating on the other people. It's like, really? Now? Now's the time? Okay. And then I love this scene where the stepsister tells Freddy, like, so we're gonna die tonight, more than likely. So you want to go in that other room and fuck? I know you're thinking about it. He's like, really? Really? And he like goes in for a kiss, and she's like, psych! Got you thinking about something else, though, right? What a bitch. One stupid decision, at least it's pointed out, though, by one of the characters, at least, that they send the stepsister out to the van that could potentially be rigged to explode. They point that out, too, with the only weapon that they have. And none of them go to grab knives. I don't remember them going through the kitchen, like opening drawers, getting knives. I mean, maybe the killer got rid of them all. That would make sense if he did. But there needed to be a little bit more of that. A little bit more of them looking for weapons. They never really look for weapons. One chick grabs a fire poker, but that's just to get the gun away from Brent. They never really look for weapons that much. Just for like one scene. But yeah, they send the one girl out by herself to the van that could be rigged with the only gun that they have. Stupid, but they pointed that out. One of them did. So then the van runs over spikes, and I have to question, like, why did he even do this? Like, he could have just did something to disable the van, like grab the cables in the hood, do some of that typical shit that they usually do, or pop all the tires like Michael did in Halloween 2. But I guess he just wanted them to feel like, they were gonna make it. Like, they got one up on him. He wanted them to, like, feel happy for a split second and then take it away from them, because that's how sadistic he is. And then, like, they crash underneath the one tree where there's, like, these things filled with gasoline. Like, they were just conveniently there. I don't know, like, so that's a bit of a convenience, that they crashed underneath this one tree that has, like, all this gasoline rigged up there for him to shoot off and then land on their car. And if they don't get out in 60 seconds, he's going to blow them up. Unless they send one of their friends out and they send out the guy who's already bleeding to death. Smart. Still mean, but smart. And so then they scatter, and then the one guy, Brent, he's at the lake, and he gets confronted by the bad guy with that awesome axe that he never uses, unfortunately. And he talks him into killing, so he goes and he drowns his stepsister, who he already hated, in the lake. He's drowning her for a good, like, 30 seconds. And then even after she's drowned, she's still floating lifeless for another, like, 10 seconds. And then later on, she's alive. Bullshit. She was pretending? I don't think so. I do not think so. That was bullshit. And why did he even cover up the identity of the killer throughout? Like, they never showed his face until, like, the last frame. And then it's like, oh, here he is. Like, they treat it like a mystery, and it makes no sense. Like, why even hide his face? You don't need to. It's not like a whodunit or anything. Even the captions kept saying the guy's name when he talked. Like, it's Walter. It's Walter. We know who it is. We don't need to hide his face. It's not like it's so disturbing looking, like it needs to be a reveal at the end when he shows up. Like, oh my gosh, he looks like Cropsy or some shit. Like, why was his face hidden at all? Then we get this real intense scene where Freddy gets the gun. He's pointing at all of them. And there's moments where I'm like, dude, you could easily get the gun from him now. Like, when he, like, hard blinks for 10 seconds, like, his eyes are closed. Grab the gun. But nope. He shoots Brent right in the gut. You think he's dead, but nope, he comes back. There's a lot of that in this movie. There's a lot of, you think they're dead, but they come back. Like 3 times in this movie. So after Freddy shoots Brent, he's in the kitchen and he's like having this moment where he's like debating suicide, and then he's like, nah. And then boom, fire poker right to the eye. Oh, he's thinking twice about taking that bullet. Like, oh, I should have done it. It would have been a lot quicker. But instead, he has to like feel the agony of the fire poker right in his eye. Goes out the back of the head. Brutal. Man, that was awesome. And it came out of nowhere. It surprised me. It's like, holy shit. And then he chases them down to the basement, and then the girlfriend sneaks up on him, kills him with the shovel, Reanimator style, chops off his hand first, which, I mean, how sharp are shovels, man? I mean, that's crazy. She is strong. She takes that hand off one thrust, that's all. Hand comes right off. Kind of ironic, seeing as how he's the one that's constantly handcuffed. He loses that hand. Maybe that was the joke. And then she just beats his face in. Die! Like Tommy Jarvis at the end of part 4. Die! Face is mushed in. Like that shot of his face afterwards is pretty gnarly. Then Jennifer shoots Amber. Shock. That was another shocking moment. You didn't think she was going to do it. And then this moment, it's always annoying when it happens. When she wastes like every single bullet. Wastes the whole clip. Add like a shadow. It's like, really? Come on. But they at least took Amber's gun after that, so that was smart. And then guess who comes walking down the stairs? Zombie sis is walking down the stairs. Girl who drowned, she's alive to be shot through the stairs. This is the dumbest moment in the movie. Sorry, it is. Like, A, she shouldn't be alive, and B, why would you shoot so prematurely? Like, he's like, no, we gotta wait. It's like, yeah, you're right, you gotta wait. But then he shoots prematurely. Like, you just see feet and you're gonna shoot through the damn stairs. Moron. Wait for a clear shot. Wait till you see who the fuck it is. I mean, I know at that moment they thought they were the last ones, I guess, but still, come on. Wait for a clear shot. Wait till you see the face or the heart. Don't shoot up at the dick through the floorboard like a moron. Who are you, Laurie Strode in Halloween 2018? Moron. And then this is another shocking moment. Jen stabs Mike, her boyfriend. It was a complete shock. And I love that. I love that defying expectations. Like, she's like the final girl. You think that she's the innocent one. She's not going to be corrupted. But nope. She wants to live. Stabs Mike. But then Amber strangles Jennifer very quickly. It only took like 10 seconds to finish her off. And then Mike kills himself for his ex-girlfriend. And then we finally see the killer's face. He lets her be. She's like, you didn't win. I'm not like you. I'm not going to be fucked up. You were already messed up before you killed your friends. You should think about that. And then we get this cool reveal where the son of the doctor in the open was Brent. That's why he chose this group. And I like that. That answers my question throughout. Like, why these people? Just random? Nope. There was a reason. Brent. He was the son. And I just love that voicemail he leaves. Awesome. Just like, how's that feel, Doc? How's that feel? So there you go. Those are my thoughts on Killer Theory. What did you think about this movie? Put all your thoughts of it in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you like what you've seen, you can hit this like button and become a subscriber today just by clicking on my cartoon face in about 5 seconds. And until next time, Auf Wiedersehen.